Welcome to the last discussion board for this course. Pretty exciting. So this Module 8 discussion board focuses us on recognizing the ways we can engage with sustainable development across all three pillars of sustainability. And this discussion board gives us a great opportunity to share how we've grown in understanding sustainability in this course and to highlight the steps that resonated most with us as they were presented to us in the module resources, and then to describe actions we can take in our own local communities. So let's get started by briefly looking at each of the components of the discussion board, and then of course we're going to go ahead and jump into the rubric at the end. So for your initial post, you're going to respond to 3 prompts. So here's what the 3 prompts ask you to do. First one asks you to describe how your ideas about sustainability have evolved as a result of what we've learned in this course. So take some time to think about that, and don't forget to give us some examples. Then you're going to consider the sustainability steps that were highlighted in the Module 8 resources. So there are things like farm-to-table foods, reducing wasted electricity, and cutting back on carbon emissions. Which of those resonated with you, and how are you going to take action on them? And then finally, you're asked to share ideas for actions you can take to encourage your local community to become more sustainable. And as always, please remember that you practice using those key vocabulary terms that we've learned along the way and connect in examples of your own, and don't forget to address each of those prompts. Next, you're going to be making your 2 response posts. So you want to be careful in selecting the original posts that you're going to focus on. Make sure that they focus in on ideas and actions that resonate with you. Here are a few things to consider as you draft your response posts. First, consider the likely outcomes to the actions the original post presented. And specifically, what impact would the action have on local sustainability? And then second, how do you think the residents of the community the original post talks about can be encouraged to promote sustainability? And what impact would that have if they were successful? So let's go ahead and take a look at this discussion board rubric as we always do. Of course, we're going to focus in on the prompts for this discussion board. So that first row, focusing in on comprehension, did you reflect on how your understanding of sustainability practices has grown as a result of taking this course? And did you share your thoughts on the sustainability practices that were shared in the module resources? And then did you provide examples to support what you can do to help engage your community? As we know, that timeliness line, did you post your post before the Thursday night deadline? And then finally, for engagement, here in your response posts, were you thoughtful in your analysis of the original post? And were you able to expand on the ideas presented in that post? Did you address how the residents of the local community could promote sustainability by using examples? All right. So thanks very much for joining me for this, our last discussion board in this course. I hope you enjoyed the course and this discussion board, and you enjoyed reflecting on what you've learned throughout the course. Thanks very much. Have a great rest of your day.